Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Esther Para. If this is the first time you are joining us, you are highly welcome. And if you're an old subscriber, thank you so much for coming back. So in today's video, we are going to be learning how to draft and sew a beautiful underbust corset that you can wear on a dress, you can wear it on a trouser, you can wear it on a shirt. So if this sounds like what you love to learn, then watch till the end. So before me here is my basic bodice block. This is a full scale bodice block. I'll drop the link in the description box on how to draft it in case you don't know how to draft it. It's very simple. So I'll just run through the lines I have here. So this is my chest line, this is my shoulder to nipple line, this is my underbust line, this is my waistline, my front waistline, and this is the hem. This is the blouse length and it's 24 inches. Then this is the back. You know, for pattern drafting, your front half length and your back half length is not the same for this method of pattern drafting. So this is my back half length. You can see it's shorter than the front half length, and this is my hem length. You see it for the back. This is the hem for the back. This part is not included in our pattern. So this is the chest line. This is 3x3. In this tutorial, we are not going to be using from the underbust upward. Is not needed. We are not going to be using it because it's an underbust corset, so you will just ignore this part. We drafted it because in this channel we use the bust dart technique, and anything we are drafting comes from this basic bodice block. So we are going to derive our underbust corset from this basic bodice block. That is why I drafted it, but we are not going to be using from this part. We are only going to be using from this underbust downward. I hope you understand. So the first thing I want to do is to contour my underbust. We are going to contour the underbust. So my underbust measurement is 29 inches. So 29 divided by 4. 29 divided by 4 will give me 7.25. So I'm going to mark 7.25 right here. You see it? Then I will mark what I have left on my pattern. I have 2 inches left. You see it? I have 2 inches. So I will use the 2 inches to contour my underbust. So to contour my underbust, I'm going to put ½ inch on this part, this center front part. I'm going to put ½ inch. Then I'm going to put the remaining 1.5 inch at this side. So from here I'm going to, okay, sorry, I didn't tell you, this line I drew with pencil is my nipple to nipple line. I use the pencil because it's going to be an imaginary line. I'm not going to draw my waist dart on this line. I'm going to shear my waist dart on the boning channel that we are going to use. That is why I drew my nipple to nipple line. This line that is here, that is drawn with pencil, I drew it with pencil because we are not going to use it. We just want to use it as a guide. That is why it is here. You see it? I drew it from my shoulder to nipple point. That's my bust point. I drew it to my hem line, but it's just going to be for a guide there. That is why this line is here. So now I'm going to mark my underbust tightening. So I'm going to put 1.5 here, and I'm going to put ½ inch here. So this is what I'm going to use to contour my underbust. So I'm going to draw the line from here to here. Good. So you see, this is my underbust contouring. Okay, so that is my underbust contour. I'm going to follow this line. Okay, I'm not even going to use this part. This is just for us to derive our underbust corset. So after doing this, the next thing I want to do is to shear my waistline. Okay, we are going to do calculation because I'm going to snatch my waist. My original waist measurement that is on this waistline is 30 inches. 30 divided by 4 will give me 7.5. That is what is here, and I added 1.5 inch for that allowance. So everything that I have here all together is 9 inches. You see it is 9 inches. That's 7.5 my waist measurement plus 1.5 inch allowance for my dart. That is what is on this my waistline right now. So what I want to do, I want to snatch 6 inches from my waist. It depends on what you want. If you don't want to snatch as much as 6 inches, it's fine. Any amount you want to snatch, just use the procedure I'm going to use now. So my waist measurement is 30. 30 divided by 4 will give me 7.5. And I'm snatching my waist with 6 inches. So 30 minus 6 inches will give me 24. So 24 inches divided by 4 will give me 6 inches. I hope you are following me. So that means we have my original waist. If I divide it, to give me 7.5. My snatch waist, if I divide it, it will give me 6 inches. So what we will do next is we will minus that 7.5 from 6 inches. If we minus it, we are going to get 1.5. That means that is what we are snatching our waist by. We are snatching our waist with 1.5. And if you remember, we have 1.5 inch that intake here already too. So we are going to add the 1.5 we want to snatch from this waist plus the 1.5 that allowance that we have already on this pattern. If we add them together, it will give me 3 inches. 3 inches. So that means I need to take away 3 inches from this pattern. I hope you understand. I need to take away 3 inches from this pattern so that my waist will be snatched to 24 inches. If you don't understand, just listen to all I have said, you will understand. Rewind it and listen to it again. You will understand this little calculation that we just did. So what I want to do now, I want to have 4 boning channel. I want to have 4 boning channel. That means I will divide this my waistline into 4 so that I can slash my line, so that I can now shear that dart. So let me use pencil first. When I'm satisfied with the lines that I have, then I can now make it bold with my marker. So let's shear. I want it to be slanted like this. You can actually divide it equally. Let me see if I can divide it equally. I have 2 inches here. I have 2.5 inches here. Let me see what I can share this by. Okay, let me just share this one by 2. Okay, so I'm fine with that. If you want, you can share it equally, but mine is slightly not equal, but I'm okay with it. I'm fine with it. Okay, so this is what we have. Let me use a marker. You remember I told you this line is just for a guide, and I've used it for what I want to use it for. I want to use it for my underbust contouring, so I can even erase it now, but let's just leave it. So let me make these lines visible. This is my boning channel. Let me make them visible. Good. So this is what we have. This is going to be my boning channel. So what we'll now do, you know, we need to remove 3 inches from this pattern. So we are going to divide that 3 inches in between this dart leg. We are going to divide them. You see it? It's going to be on this dart leg. I'm going to remove that 3 inches from this boning channel. And we have 3 boning channel. That means we need to put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We need to put it on 6 spaces. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to divide that 3 inches that we need. I'm going to divide the 3 inches by 6. I hope you understand. I'm going to divide the 3 inches, these 3 inches that we want to remove from this pattern. I'm going to divide it by 6 because we are putting it on 6 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So let's divide it. Got 0.5. So I'm going to mark 0.5 on each that leg here. So that is what we are snatching by. So I'm going to mark 0.5, 0.5, 0.5, 0.5, 0.5, 0.5. You see, that is what I'm going to snatch it with. Then I'm going to connect it down to the hem. So you can just open on this pattern. I have 1 inch extra here, so you can open by quarter here, or just little, just open a little. Make sure when you are creating your box, you put ease allowance. You use your hip measurement, your upper hip, where your blouse is going to reach. You take the circumference of that part. That's what you use to create this box. If you watch my basic bodies block, you understand what I'm talking about. So you use it to create this box, and you add 1 inch allowance for ease. So is that 1 inch allowance of ease I'm using to open this pattern downwards here. Good. So you see it, this is what we have now. So what we want to do next is to shear this, the 2 inches that we used in contouring the underbust. We are going to shear it on this line, still on this line here. We're going to shear it. I hope you understand. The 2 inches that we use in contouring this box, this underbust, we are going to shear it on this our boning channel. So 2 inches divided by 6, you know, we are putting it on 6 places. 1 2 3 4 5 6. So 2 divided by 6 gave me 0.3. So on each that leg here, I'm going to put 0.3, 0.3, 0.3, just like that. So I'm going to mark 0.3, 0.3, 0.3, 0.3, 0.3, 0.3, 0.3, and I'm going to connect it to the waist. Okay, so you see, this is our dart that is going out. All these darts, they are going out. We are going to cut them out. It's no longer part of our measurement. So I'm going to just, okay, you see it. So that is done. That is the dart that is going out to give us our underbust corset. So to give us that shape, the shape, it depends on the style line that you want. The style line that I want, this is what I want. Let me take it forward so that you see it better. I hope you saw all the ones I did here. So what we want to do, the style line I want to go up from this underbust. This is my underbust. I'll go up by 1.5. That is the style line I want. So I'll go up by 1.5. Then I'll go in by half inch. Half inch is okay. That means I'm going like this, half inch. You see it? Then I'll make a curve to the underbust. Let me be using pencil first so that if there is any mistake, I can erase it. Okay, so you see it. I'm going to connect it here. Okay, so I like this. You see it? So the next thing I'll do, I'll come to this part. I'll come up by 1 inch here. So 1 inch is just here, and I'll connect it to the underbust like so. So I'm going to connect it like so. You see it? So let me use my marker to highlight it so that you see it better. Nice. So this is the style line I want for mine. So when we are cutting, we're going to cut like this. This is the style line for mine. So moving to the back, what you will do, you will take what you have from your waistline. You see it from your waistline to this part where we curved it. Everything that you have there, just take it. So I have 5 inches. You see it from your waistline to the point that we curved. I have 5 inches. So you bring this 5 inches from your back waistline, you place it on your back waistline. You see it, you mark it. So that will be where your back will start from. I hope you understand what I did. I took my measurement from this waistline to where I curved it. I got 5 inches. So I came to the back waistline and I marked 5 inches. So that is where my back will start from. So all you need to do, okay, just leave it like that. Let's create our dart at the back first before we connect our neckline. But just take note of this point here. So what we'll do now, let's create our style line for the back. So let's create our style line, our boning channel for the back. So let me just divide it by, let's just divide it by, let's have 2.5 here. You just divide yours. Okay, so for me to get straight lines, all I need to do is to get one of the straight line on this my ruler, place it on this place, let the straight line on my ruler match up with the straight line here. That will give me a straight line. Then just connect it so that we can get a straight line upward. Then let's the same 0.5 that we use in opening our dart here, that's what we are going to use to open our dart at the back too. So I'm going to open up by 0.5, 0.5, 0.5, 0.5, 0.5, 0.5. And I'll connect it. Okay, so this is what we have. You can see it is looking so beautiful. So all these parts, they are going out. This that intake, they are all going out. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is this part that we marked. So this is going to be where my underbust corset is going to start from at the back. So I can give it any neckline I want now. So I just want a round neck. Okay, let me get a longer ruler. Okay, so I just want a slight boat neckline. Okay, so I'm fine with this. Good. So that's how my back neckline is going to be. So we're pretty done with our underbust corset. So I'm just going to label it so that I don't mix them up. So this is my center front 1, center front 1, this 2, middle, this 3 is also middle, and this 4 side front. So this is my center back, this middle 1, middle 2, this side back 3, this 1, this 2, this 3. Okay, now this 4. Okay, so this is how I'm going to cut it out. This is just how I'll cut it out now. This is my underbust. They will now join it together. Then please take note, I want you to see something. Okay, let me bring it forward. You can see this, my dart line is not touching this our cup styling, so you have to draw it to touch it. Anyone that is around this area, just leave it like that. Don't go into the place. Anyone that is around this our underbust corset, leave it like that. But the ones that are here, they have to touch this cup styling. So let's do that. It has to touch the cup styling. Okay, so that is done. So let's cut out now. This is just a starting point line. This has nothing to do with our measurements. So I'm going to start cutting from there. Okay. It's okay. Let's just cut it out. So this is our underbust corset. So let me cut out the dart. So this is for the front. So let's keep this aside and we'll cut the back too. We'll come back to it. Let me just remove this. Okay, so this is done. I forgot to style the down, so let's just style it now. Let's just put these two last ones together, then on the side just go up by 2 inches. Match them up on the waistline. Okay, so you see it, I matched them up at the waistline, then I gave it that style line. So let me just cut it out direct now. This is the side, please, the side. This is the side front. I just want it to have a shape at the back, at the side. Okay, I'm fine with this. So you can see it is looking better now. So let me give this, you know, it has, the back has to match up with it. So we'll go up by 2 inches at the back. This is the back. We just want to give it a little shape at the back. Okay, so let me match it up with this one too, then we just shape it. Let it have a round shape. You can see I'm matching it up at the waistline. Then you can now make the curve. Any style you want to do, you can now do it now. You know, I want it to go down. Okay, so I'm okay with that. So I'll cut it out now. Okay, so let's arrange it now. This is the front. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can see it. This is how it's going to be looking. Then the back. Wow, you can see our underbust is looking very beautiful, but there's something we need to tackle. You can see this part. If you look at it very well, they are not equal, but there is no problem. We can take care of that. What we'll do is, let's remove the back. This is the back and this is the front. We'll match all this on the waistline, then we'll now fill up this part to make it equal. That's what we are going to do. So I'm going to bring a in pattern drafting, you need to make everything equal on your pattern so that you don't have problem when you are sewing. So I'm going to just use this part that is straight. I'm going to just use it. I will arrange everything. I'll use a pin to hold them together. I will arrange it so that this waistline is matching this line here. These two, I'll make sure it's matching. All this we are doing is called pattern correction. We want to correct any part that is not balanced so that we don't have issue while sewing. See, this waistline is matching on this straight line I have on my pattern. So they are aligned. They are all aligned on the waistline. But if you look at this cup, see, this part is longer than this part. See, this part is longer than this a bit. Why this one is even very obvious. See where this one is and see where this one is. So now we are going to blend them so that by the time we are joining them, they will be equal. see it. You see it. Now they are equal. So we're going to cut it out like this now. Then I'm going to use tape to tape them together. So you see it. So I'm going to tape here together so that this paper that is under will not remove from here. So you see, this one has added to the length, this one has added, this one has added. So let me look for tape to tape it down so that it doesn't remove. Tape it down. So that by the time I slash them here now, this paper will not go out. So with this, with the tape, it will hold them together now. Okay. Okay. So the one below, the extra paper below, you can cut it out because it's not doing any work there. For all of them, you can cut it out. The paper below, you can cut them out. It's not doing any work. I mean the excess paper. Okay. Any excess paper you have below, you can cut them out. So if we put them together now, let's try and put them together and see if they are equal. Let's match them up on the waistline. You can see, matching them up on the waistline, you can see that our cup is now rounded. You see, no one is longer than the other again. You see them, they are now equal. That's the essence of putting paper and filling up. So our pattern is correct for the front. Let's see if our pattern is correct for the back too. Match them up on the waistline. Okay, for the back, I can see little correction to make. There are little correction, so I'll do the same thing. I'll place it I'll place them on a straight line. So I'm going to just fill up this last one with just, you see it, this is the one that needs filling up. So just blend it back. Okay, so we are done with drafting process. Let's go straight into transfer to fabric.